5.3.2, first one. Okay, we have to find the areas of these two parallelograms. So I'm going to show how I would think about this. So what I would do is I would cut it here like we talked about in class, take that triangle and slide it up to here, and obviously now it would be a rectangle because remember it's cut right there and this part down here is gone. So we really have a 20 by 25 inch rectangle. That gets us an area of 500, and its units are inches squared. Remember, area is always squared because when we actually are finding area, we're actually counting how many unit squares fit inside the shape. Same thinking applies to this one. I would take this triangle and just slide it over here to this side, and then this one here is gone. So we really have a shape that is 10 inches by 8 inches. So 10 inches, or it's not inches, excuse me, millimeters by 8 is 80 millimeters squared, or 80 square millimeters. That is the first problem. Second problem, additional challenge. Okay, this is still, I guess, technically part of the first one. Here it is. She lives 3.5 miles. Again, always start with what they tell you. She lives 3.5 miles from school. One morning, her friend was giving her a ride when they were 2/3 of the way to school when their car broke down. We have to draw a picture to represent this and figure it out. Keyword there is of. So we should know of means multiplication. So I'm going to solve this first and then show what the picture would look like. In order to solve this fraction here must become improper. 3 times 2 plus 1. We talked about that. I've said this numerous times in the videos already. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So this should equal 7/2 times 2/3 equals 14/6. 6 goes into 14 2 whole times with 2 left over. And that is also the same as 1/3. Here's how I thought of the picture, or one way you could think of it. I thought of it as a number line. So here's number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay? And then obviously my half would be somewhere right there, obviously. Okay? So I had to divide each of these into thirds. So thirds, 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 and we're going to divide that one into thirds as well. Okay? So now I got 2 of them. 2 in each. Okay? So since these are thirds, I need 3 pieces to make a whole. So here's 1, 2, 3. That's 1 whole. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 2 holes. And then you'll notice I got these 2 guys down here. 2, but notice I split each side into 3 pieces. If each side is 3 pieces, that means there's 6 there total. 2 and 2, 6. Next problem, 5-82. Okay, we're just solving some multiplication with fractions, and they wrote some as decimals. So I'm going to only do 2 of these, and I want you to figure out the last one. I'm going to do 2 and 3 because number 1, I've done lots of those over and over and over again. Okay, so number 2, 5.4. I need to write that as a fraction. I should know 5.4 is the same as 5 4/10. Okay, and that's going to be times 2 3/4. Make them both improper. 5 times 10 is 50 plus 4 is 54/10 times 2 times 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 11/4. Okay? For this one, you should get out of 40, and then I got to figure out what 54 times 11 is. Let me solve this quick. 4, 5, 0. I get 594. 594. This would technically be the correct answer. However, I know I can split them all in half because they're all obviously even numbers. So I'm going to just stop there, but we could keep simplifying this down and figure out how many times 40 goes into it. This problem here should be the same as 15 and 17/20. Okay. And finally, I want to go over the third one. Remember, I skipped the first one. You should be able to go back and use what I just did to solve that first one. Okay, number 3, I'm going to write them as fractions as I go. 3 1/10 times 2 7/10. Okay, first one is equal to 31/10 times 27/10 equals, I get 837 out of 100. And I know 100 goes into there 8 times with 37 left over. Okay. Next one, 8-83. She's got a garden, okay? And she's going to plant tomato plants, and they come obviously in a pack of 6. Important. She needs 80 plants. Also important. And says she already has 28. So here's how I went about solving that. I know she needed 80, and I knew she already had 28. So I figured out how much she actually needs to get. So I subtracted 80 minus 28 is 52. She needs to buy 52 more plants. And I know there's 6 in a pack. So now I'm really thinking of 52 divided by 6 is what? And I know that is equal to 8 and 4, 6. But obviously the store's not going to let you buy part of a pack. So you're going to need to buy 9 packs of tomatoes. Okay. Last problem. This one is nothing more than a challenge problem. It is a problem-solving type A problem. You needed to use these 4 numbers to equal 75 somehow. This is like number jumbler. Okay? This one I'm actually not going to show you how to do. This one I want you to try to figure out for your own. Since it is like number jumbler, we do these quite often. Okay, that is homework 5.3.2.